Canto 15. Summary. The travelers are walking around the mountain when they suddenly emerge from the shade into the bright sunshine of an afternoon sky. It is 3 p.m. on Mount Purgatorio, while it is midnight in Italy. Dante is dazzled by the brightness, but more is shining than just the sun in his eyes. A glowing angel removes the second P from Dante's brow and shows them the way up. As they enter the stairs to climb, they hear the second beatitude sung, Beate misericordes, or Blessed are the merciful, which corresponds to the virtue of charity learned by the envious. While climbing the stairs, Dante asks Virgil about something Guido had said in the previous canto. This leads Virgil to explain how envy sees the world in terms of scarcity, imagining that possession is therefore necessarily competitive, producing fear. But, Virgil continues, if one has been reoriented by the love of the supreme sphere, that fear should disappear entirely. For there is a God above who is able to provide for the needs of all. Dante does not understand at first and is told that he must place his mind above, to see the world through the eyes of a providential and beneficent Father. When love is the good that is sought, the more it is gained, the more there is to be gained. As they approach the third terrace, Dante is taken up in a vision, where he sees several different scenes enacted. The first is Mary asking the young Jesus why he stayed at the temple when she and Joseph had left for home. The second is of Pisistratus, king of Athens, telling his wife, when she demanded that the young man who kissed their daughter be put to death, they must show kindness to those who show them love. The third is the scene of Stephen's martyrdom, where he prays that his murderers be forgiven. These are all examples of gentleness, the virtue that stands in opposition to the vicious habit purged on this terrace, wrath. Dante comes out of the vision with a start, realizing that he and Virgil have still been walking around the mountain. Virgil explains that he has been given these visions so that he would not refuse to open his heart to waters of peace that spread wide from the eternal fountain. In saying this, Virgil desires to give the pilgrim strength for the next stretch, which will be trying, as they are about to walk into a dense cloud of smoke, as dark as the darkest night. Canto 15. The Wrathful. However much is seen between the last of the third hour and the first of the day, of that sphere always playing the jesting child, so much already was seen to remain of the sun's avenue toward the evening. It was vespers there. Here it was midnight. The rays had struck the nub of our noses, for we had gone round so much of the mount that already we went straight toward the west, when I felt my forehead burdened much more than before by the splendor, and the things not understood were stupefying me. Wherefore I raised my hands to the summit of my brow and made of myself a shade that cuts back on the excess of light seen, as when a ray bounces off the water, or a mirror, toward the opposite side, rising upward in an equal manner to its line of descent, and leaves again in the same way from the fall of a stone, such as experience and art reveal. So it seemed to me that I was being struck by the light refracted there before me, so that my sight was quick to flee from it. What is this, sweet Father, against which I cannot shield my sight such that it helps me? I said, and seems to be moving toward us. Do not be amazed if the family of heaven still dazzles you, he answered. He is a herald come to bid us climb. It will soon be that to behold these things will not be heavy for you, but a joy as much as nature inclines you to feel. After we had come to the blessed angel, he said with a happy voice, Enter here, to a stair far less steep than the others. We climbed, having already left that place. Beate misericordes was sung behind us with, Rejoice, you that conquer. Both my master and I were going up alone, and I thought while I was going to obtain some advantage from his words. Wherefore I turned myself to him, asking, What did that spirit from Romagna mean by mentioning both ban and partnership? Wherefore he answered, He knows the damage of his greatest fault, so do not wonder if he scolds so the weeping might be less. Inasmuch as your desires fix themselves where the portion is lessened through sharing, Envy moves the bellows behind your sighs. And yet, if the love of the supreme sphere redirected your desires there above, that fear would not reside within your breast. For there, however many more say ours, that much more of the good does each one have, and the more of love in that cloister burns. I am more hungry to be made content than if I had kept silent earlier, I said, and more doubts gather in my mind. How can it be a good distributed among many possessors makes them rich, more than if it was possessed by a few? And he to me, because you keep your mind fixed only on earthly realities, you are plucking darkness out of true light. That infinite and ineffable good that is there up above hastens to love as a ray that comes to a bright body. As much of ardor as it finds, it gives, so that, however much charity spreads, the eternal worth expands upon it. The more people love each other up there are more to love well. There is more love, and, like a mirror, each renders to each. And if my reason does not fill you up, you will see Beatrice. She will fully set you free from this and every longing. Seek only that the 5 wounds may quickly be erased, like the 2 already are, that are gently closed again through sorrow. As I turned to say, "You satisfy me," I saw I had come to another ledge, such that my searching eyes made me silent. There I seemed to be suddenly raptured in an ecstatic vision, and began to see many people in a temple, and a lady standing at the entrance with the sweet bearing of a mother, saying, "My son, why have you acted so toward us? Behold, your father and I, sorrowful, were searching for you." And as she here grew silent, that which first appeared disappeared. Then another appeared to me, with tears that sorrow distills down along the cheeks, when born in others out of great disdain, saying, "If you are the lord of the city for whose name such strife was among the gods, out of which every science sparkles forth, avenge yourself upon those daring arms that clasped our daughter, O Pisistratus." And the Lord seemed to me kind and gentle, responding to her with temperate face, "How should we treat him who wants ill for us, if he that loves us is by us condemned?" Then I saw people in a fire of wrath killing a youth with stones, fiercely crying out repeatedly, "Martyr him! Martyr him!" And I saw him bent over to the ground with the death that was now pressing him down, ever making his eyes gates to heaven, praying to the high Lord amid such violence, that he might pardon his persecutors, with that aspect that unlocks compassion. When my soul returned to the outer world, to the things that are true outside of it, I recognized my not false wonderings. My leader, who could see me act like one who unbinds himself from sleep, said to me, "What have you, that you cannot hold yourself, but have come along more than half a league, covering your eyes, with your legs twisted, in the guise of one whom wine or sleep bends?" "Oh, my sweet father, if you will listen," I said, "I will tell you that which appeared to me when my legs were taken away." And he said, "If you had 100 masks over your face, you could not keep from me your meditations, however trifling. These were seen so that you would not refuse to open your heart to waters of peace that spread wide from the eternal fountain. I did not ask, 'What have you?' as one does who just stares with his eyes and does not see, when unanimated his body lies. But I asked to give you strength to your feet, so one must prod the lazy, who are slow, to use their wakefulness when it returns." We were walking throughout Vespers, looking forward as far as our eyes could stretch out against the shimmering rays of evening. And behold, little by little, a smoke came toward us that was as dark as the night, nor was there a place to escape from it. This took from us our eyes and the pure air.